We all have imperfect work tendencies. For some of us, it may be the way we communicate with our coworkers, while for others, it may be our inability to stop working. The way we work doesn't matter too much unless it interferes with what is truly important to us. This week's question is, in what ways might the way I work bring about the outcomes I most fear? The resources this week really struck a chord with me. When everything is smooth sailing, there isn't anything I can't take on without losing balance. The moment one thing goes off course or has a minor hiccup, everything else feels like a chore. And it gets in the way of the downtime I have with myself and my family. I've always known that I loved my job, but I've never acknowledged that I loved to work. In fact, I'm so used to judging people who don't work enough, in secret, of course, or aren't as productive as they could be, that I've completely lost sight of my own problem. The resources this week forced me to confront my own vice, work. I don't need a formal diagnosis to know that I am a workaholic, but I did need to create some space to reflect. Thankfully, there were two pieces of good news. The first is that the resources this week were a reminder that I am 100% in control of these addict-like tendencies. The second is that my therapist doesn't think I'm addicted in the way I may have initially thought I was. He used a sports analogy to help put it in perspective for me. If any of us were playing in the NFL, we'd be working out multiple times a day some days. Whenever there's any downtime, we would be watching game film. This would run into the off season when we might do some mindset work and start preparing for the upcoming season. I would absolutely call pro sports players workaholics, but I wouldn't say that they were addicted to work. However, it is true that there is a level of sacrifice that comes with playing or working at this elite level. In the short term, we have control over how long we want to play for. In the long term, our body will make the call. We can only hope to have the stamina of Tom Brady, LeBron James, Brett Favre, and Tiger Woods. Maybe the feeling of being at my prime or the fear that I won't be playing at this level forever is pushing me in a way I never imagined. But let's say I did want to solve this challenge even a little bit. Thanks to the years of executive coaching I've benefited from, I know the next question I'd get asked is, in the past, when you've been successful at achieving your version of balance, how have you done it? To which I'd reply, in those instances, I've done a better job of making trade-offs to prioritize conflicting commitments. And I've done a good job of scaling back timelines. I don't know if this is the case for you, but I like to achieve my goals in the same way I like to beat my budgets. I want to come under. So I set goals that I might give myself 10 months to achieve, and then I plan to achieve the goals in 5 months. That gives me more time to work on new things that I maybe hadn't planned for. In reality, it's laziness, because it doesn't require me to put in the work to think about what needs to be sacrificed and prioritized. But even when we don't think we're compromising, we definitely are. Something else is always getting a no or the short end of the stick when we're failing to say no to more work. I'm going to go about scaling back my timetables and being more aware of what I'm committing to in order to temper my workaholic tendency a bit. After all, I'd hate to be addicted. What will you do? Thank you to the 4,200 members who continue to show up for the Learning Loop. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you all. Go out there and get after it.